Hi and welcome to today's video, which is for my purchases for the month of November. I've got quite a few, one in part because of the sales that were on because of Black Friday, Cyber Monday and the sales leading up to that those events, and also it was my birthday month, so I did treat myself to some things. So I'll try and run through in some sort of order the items that I purchased. So if you're interested, please watch. So the first items I picked up, I've got three which I ordered online from TK Maxx. This is Amika, a brand I do love, and this is the Velveteen Dream shampoo for shine, for smoothing shampoo. So I've not tried this one before. It is a 1 litre, I think it's a salon size. It was £20, and I know the 250ml are quite expensive, so I have used this. I've decanted some into another container, used it, and it is very smoothing, so I've really enjoyed that one. I also picked up from Lange, which is a really good French brand, and a Phytoactive eye mask. I did have this about 3 years ago. It was, I think, the best eye cream that I've tried, and I have tried a lot, and it was very good at improving the appearance of eyes in terms of wrinkles and lift. And it's 25ml, would last me most of a year. So I only picked up one because I do have other eye creams and lotions, etc., that I need to use up. But I really do like this range, this Caviar range in the gold. And finally, I picked up a little eye cream colour in the shade. Let's see if I can get this right. Pogo from Gwen Stefani. Is it going to lock? It should be an autofocus. Yes, there. It's not someone to do that, and it's just a little cream that was about £5, obviously on clearance, and it's a bronze. When I did look for swatches, it tended to be a taupe, but I think it's more of a bronzy colour. I'm not sure because it does have a seal, but I'm sure it'll be lovely as an all over the lid shade. So they're the purchases. I then was looking for a matte eyeshadow palette. I have decluttered, or I'm decluttering quite a number of palettes that are old and no longer, suit me or service my needs. So I wanted to purchase a palette. So I was thinking of the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes. There's two versions and two different colour schemes. And whilst a lot of people like them, many people were saying they were too dusty, and I actually don't mind dusty eyeshadows. But one that got really good reviews is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3, which I think came out earlier on this year. If not, it was towards the end of last year. And his last palette, Major Dimension 2, did have problems with some mould, I understand. But the mattes formulas apparently aren't an issue. It was to do with the formulation, I believe. So this, normally his palettes are all like shiny rose gold. This one's got a matte finish to reflect the contents. So it says use in 12 months, but I'm not going to start using it until I need to. I've got some others I want to finish off first that I've depotted from other palettes that I'm working on. But this, here it is. So the top row are warm tones, the bottom row are cool tones. So there's 10 powders. And then there's a little flap, and there's 2 liquids which can be used all over base or as eyeliner. And then you've got these 2 shades which would set the eyeliner very, very well. So it's quite expensive at £62, but you nearly get 2 grams of product within each eyeshadow component, which is a lot, because many single shadows are about 1 gram, and there are many that in palettes that are about 1.4 gram or 1.5 gram, and at maximum around 1.8. So he does give a lot of product, but indeed it is expensive at £62 for this palette. But this is the only item that I picked up. It wasn't actually in the sale, this is the pre-sale, because I did have a £25 voucher from a gift with purchase that I made in October. The conditions were it couldn't be against any reduced or sale items. So I had to pick this up at full price at 62, minus the 25, which brought it down to 37. And then I had my own rewards, vouchers, whatever, to put against it. So that brought it down to £22. So I thought that was very, very good. and he's had really good reviews, at least for his mats as well, and for the amount of product he gives. So that was the only thing I picked up from Cult Beauty. I then went into Manchester, and because I do live quite a bit outside of the city, and I went into Selfridges, and I picked up the very last that they had of, and it was already sold out online, a Gucci bronzer, and this is in 10 soft peach. So I do have one in soft apricot 02, but this is a limited edition colour with a limited edition Christmas packaging. But I don't know whether if this has been popular and it's sold out very quick, I don't know whether they'll put this colour into the main line. I hope they do. So here it is. So this one was full price, but again, it's to be expected because it was the Christmas one and it sold out very, very early. And I did get some samples at the Gucci counter as well. I then toddled over to Kiko, which is a store, and it's been there many years within our Arndale Centre. And I picked up some items. They weren't reduced. Normally you get good reductions online on a fairly regular basis. And there were reductions later on in the month with Black Friday. But I thought I'd pick these up anyway. So I got, because I was able to see them in person. So this is a Smart Blush Brush 103. This cost around 10, a little less than £11. And this has a short handle. And because I have lost or losing near sight because of age, this will reduce the frequency I bang my brush into my mirror as I hold it up to my face. Also, what I like about this, obviously it's got the dual fibre, it's soft, but it isn't a particularly big head, but it's big enough and just the right size to fit in the Hourglass ambient lighting palettes, the six palettes. So that would be very good for that. And if I really like it, I might pick up another online. Then I picked up some of the holiday items. There was one I'd seen, but I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I had seen it online, and this is an eyeliner in 02, and it is glistening pine. It's probably not going to pick up, but it's glistening pine. So this is the tube, and it is a liquid. It's the Holiday Wonder Lights, and it's in a green. So I'm going to show you what that is now. And it's a green, a warm tone green with gold flecks on. And this is very reminiscent of the Victoria Beckham Kajal liner. She has one in this tone, but obviously this one is liquid, about £13 at full price, and I really like the tone. Then there was a festive lipstick. I think this was £16 or £17, which is quite expensive for Kiko. They have gone up in price. They're a bit more expensive. Their Christmas lines are more expensive than a drugstore, but other lines are not necessarily. So this is their festive packaging, and the lipstick here is 02. If I can get it, if it will show 02, and it is here. Rose Allure. I don't know if it's going, it probably won't focus, but it's Rose Allure. So this is a glitter lipstick, and the glitter goes all the way through. A lot of them just have a frosting on the top, a coating. This is glitter all the way through. Can you see? And I have several of these, but this is the first time they've brought this tone out over the years. So I find them a lovely, lovely lipstick. The sparkling packaging is nice, but it is plasticky, so I don't think it's as good as previous years, in my opinion. But aesthetically, from a distance, it does, and under light, it does look quite nice. But I love the formula of Kiko because they are made in Milan. So then these products that I got. Let me just see. No, I got 2 products. This is from another thing. I got 2 products, and they are lip liners. And these were inexpensive. They're about £5, so they are very similar to drugstore at this price. The one I've opened is a frosted brown. It doesn't come with frosting on the hand when I make a swipe, but it does when it builds up on the lip. And it's soft, but it does stick down very, very well. So I got those 2, and they were all that I brought on the one day. And then when I was in Manchester, I did get to see the new releases. It was released about within the last 2 months from Lancôme. and they have a Lancome stand, and this is a Lancome Teint Idéal Ultra Wear CE Skin Transferring Bronzer. So CE is for vitamin C, vitamin E, and it is a sun-kissed matte finish in 01 Fair. So they do multiple tones, and they are on the pinky red side rather than orange, and these have been really well received, and the packaging is beautiful as well. I mean, it is an aside, but you know, I think it is rather beautiful. So here it is. So it's tortoise shell. The only thing negative, it's very light, but it's a positive if you're taking it travelling with you. But it's otherwise very, very beautiful. It's like a clamshell. And inside, this is obviously the fairest colour. Here it is. Now it is a neutral beige. And it's one of the silkiest formulas I've ever tried. There it is. So it's a matte, but it's not a flat matte. Now, this is a beautiful format, and I would expect no less, because the creative or artistic director, I think from around 2017 or thereabouts, has been Lisa Eldridge. So she oversees all the product launches, and obviously she has a great aesthetic, a great eye for detail and for formula. So this is truly, truly beautiful. So I saw this in Manchester, but I picked this online at a chain that's an online store that's been operating in the UK. It's UK based, about 20-25 years, called Natino. I believe its parent company is based in Italy. They primarily sold a lot of perfumes, but they expanded into makeup and skincare, and they do things that are very keenly priced. So this was in a sale, even though it's a new launch. I also picked up Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Kit. So you've got it says here, the Dip Brow Gel, the styling wax, and the dual-ended tool, which has got a spoolie and a brush. So that was £13. It was well worth me buying that. And to get up for the cost of the packaging, postage and packaging, I picked up a little dark grey to black eyeliner, and it's from Essence, and it's a 24-hour, so it does stick. So I hope it won't transfer to my upper lid. But it's not the blackest of black or the darkest. It's quite a smoky, but it's sufficient for me. I like a bit more of a muted look, so of my preferences. So that is lovely. I then went. I was looking at an item at Victoria Beckham. She had. It took a while for her to get into the sale. She did have a promotion where it was postage free. Then she had a 20% off, and then she had a 20% off with a gift. So I decided to purchase, you know, at the best time really. So it comes in a lovely container here, and in a little linen bag like you would get for handbags, to store handbags in. And here are the two products. So the one I selected, the one I wanted, was, like I say, 20% off, and this is the Reflect Highlighter Stick, and it's in the shade Pearl. So this is a very heavy component, very heavy, and it's quite like a classic 1930s to 50s style component, beautiful metal, and it is a gel cream highlighter. So it's in a beigey tone. I have seen demos and they seem to be really nice, and tried it on. It's really nice. So I picked that up, and then you could pick one of two products, both the same but called different shades. It is in the Eyewear Longwear Crease Proof Eyeshadow Stick. So it's similar in many ways to the Laura Mercier, Bobbi Brown and by Terry sticks, which are all, I have them all, and they're lovely. But this one is obviously Victoria Beckham's iteration of it, and it is called Bottle Green. So it is a very dark green, but there is an element of gold in it. So it warms up the green, which I like. I prefer a warm tone, as in a yellow toned or olive toned green. I don't like blue toned greens. I don't mind neutral, but I love a yellow tone. So this is absolutely lovely, and this was free. So it didn't come quickly because it was free shipping, it wasn't expedited, but it came in around a week. So that's lovely. I was very, very pleased with that. Then moving on, the next item I got was in a sale at Look Fantastic, and I picked up some items because I don't know if you remember, if you'd seen my Look Fantastic advent calendar, there was a issue with it. One of the drawers was empty and it should have had 2 hair care products. So what happened is they credited my account with £15 and I got £5 from the calendar, so I had £20 to spend. So this brush was in the sale. It was originally £70. It's a travel brush by Christophe Robin, and I was going to get a Mason Pearson travel brush because I prefer the travel size, and you can get them like this, but Mason Pearson went a number of years ago from having a wood component to plastic. So this is obviously wood. There's a slight foamy base, and this is boar bristle. So I'm quite pleased with this because I paid £15. It was 35, then I had £20 off, so we went down to 15. So I thought that was lovely. Now the beauty of this is that when you use this on dry hair, not wet hair, but it distributes oils, natural oils, from the root to the tip, and it helps glossing because it keeps the cuticle flat on the hair and it doesn't create static, and it reduces damage to the hair. But with an boar bristle, if you've got very thick hair, it may not penetrate to the scalp or to the root. This does for me because I don't have very thick hair, but it's absolutely lovely. It does a great job at producing shine or aiding shine in the hair. So I'm very pleased. They do need to be looked after and washed on a regular basis, as well as defluffed. So that was absolutely wonderful. I then picked up, again for the postage and packaging, Bondi Sands Lip Balm SPF 50. I could always do that because these were in the sale. And also an Urban Decay eye primer, and this was in the anti-age. Now I do have a small mini from NARS I need to start, but then I will use this because I am getting creasing on my eyes due to age. And then we're coming towards the end now. I've picked up a couple of items from 30% off from Fenty. I actually got them separately because I got them from Boots, and the Boots just didn't have the items that I wanted. So I got the Fenty. This is the release from earlier on this year. It's the Soft Lit, and it's a lovely product. I got the shade 150. Which is a neutral. I was matched to like the 100, the very fairest, or the first 1, 2 or 3, and they were just too light and glowy. So this is quite dark on my skin, but I think it gives more life to my skin than if I went for the very fairest ones. It's similar in tone to the Calico from number 7. This is slightly more pinky, I would say, but they are very similar. The number 7 is a bit darker, so I love this shade. It does give a lovely illumination, so I think it's suitable for all skin types. If you have oily skin, you may need to matte it down a little bit. So, but I do powder. I add a bit of powder because I don't like my skin being too shiny, because it only enhances wrinkles. The next item that I got was from Fenty as well, and this is the Pro Filter Powder, 28 gram. The reason I got this is that I was looking to rebuy the Jumbo powder from Laura Mercier, but lo and behold, you know, she's gone under the radar. She has reformulated all of her powders. She did have a blurring under eye powder, and she did have a general blur powder. So both of them were talc free, and she has now brought out all her ranges talc free. There is still some available on sale, which is her original formula in the translucent, but the new formula has a different logo on the jar. It has a grady, instead of being a clear perspex, it's grey at the bottom to clear. It gradiates, and that's how you can tell it's the new packaging. But I prefer powder with talc. So the nearest equivalent that I could see or do research on was this from Fenty, and I think it may be a lighter powder, but who knows. I don't mind it if it's a bit lighter in texture, but this is in Butter, which is the second lightest. It's showing up lighter than it is. It's a yellowy, it's very similar in tone to the Laura Mercier, like a golden beige, but a pale one. The lightest is actually a purple tone, and it was just, it's for illumination, and I just don't want to illuminate my skin. I'd rather have it the tone of the skin, so, or near enough. So I picked that up, and if it works, it is cheaper than the Laura Mercier. And then the final item that I picked up, I wasn't expecting to, was from the Space NK started sales with putting like with Cult Beauty, putting a few brands in the sale, and on the the Black Friday they added more in. So Lisa Eldridge went into the sale. Now in the last month or so she has released these new lipsticks which are called the Rouge Experience, and these are a very heavy component. They're aluminium but very weighty, and it is a new formula that is that she has matte lipsticks called the Velveteen, and I know she has the Lucent formula. This is like the Lucent formula with a bit more body to it, a bit more balmy element. It is very lightweight on the lips. You can hardly feel it if you do it lightly, but you can build up layers. So this one, people say it's like a peanut, but I think it's more like the container of a peanut, like the monkey nut, with a peanut there and a peanut there, if you know what I mean. But it's lovely, very, very weighty. So it has her logo on, and then you could, if you go through her website, you can have your initials put on if you choose for an extra cost. So basically, the full component is you get the container and you get a lipstick. Now they were all reduced by £10. This was £39 instead of £49, and the refillables were 21 instead of 25. But by the time I went online, which was 4 hours after these were on sale, they didn't have many colours left, and within hours they'd all sold out. So I think they did a little restock, but not in any colour I wanted. I wanted Romy, which is a pink, and I wanted this one, which is Medici 185. So basically, the two components you pull apart, and this is the refill. You actually get a gold top if you buy the refill separately, and this is it. And then at the bottom it just has the code number 185. So this slots back in. There it is, and the lid. Now what I will say, in very cold weather, this came during a period of icy weather. The components were quite loose, and I think because metal contracts, so if it does get a bit loose, you could actually put a bit of clear tape, and then it would stick better. But some said that the Medici had a fault in manufacturing, that there were some problems with it. This is what customers said, but this is Medici. Now it's been described as a purplish tone. I don't find it to be that. It is, I'll show you. There it is. So it's not too dissimilar to that. I shall run it next to the other there. So, but yeah, look, next to that it looks a bit pinkier. But here on its own, it's like a rhubarb colour. If you know what the colour of rhubarb has, red, it has some purple in, it has a bit of brown in on the stalk of the rhubarb. That's what I would say. So although people say it's purple, it isn't on my skin. It's more of a ruddy, browny pink. But I think it's absolutely beautiful, utterly stunning. So I will be getting another full component, hopefully, around February for Valentine's Day, and I'll have my initials put in. Mr. Bear said he would treat me, but at the moment Romy isn't available. But I'm so pleased because I did want Medici. So it's a pity there isn't a pouch, because this can get damaged or scratched easily. So I have found a little jewellery pouch. I'm going to put this in, and if I need to take it anywhere, although it's dead heavy, I can put it in this pouch. So they're all the items. I didn't go onto Cult Beauty or Space NK for any other sale items, because I feel I've got enough. I'm happy with my collection as it is now, and I will purchase basic items as I need to when I run out. But can I say thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate your time is valuable. And thank you for sharing some of your precious time with me. Hopefully I shall see you soon. Otherwise, please do take care of yourselves, and bye for now. But before I go, let me know your thoughts down below. Bye.